Sound was just another advancement adapted by a rapidly evolving entertainment medium.
While sound processes have been experimented with earlier in the history of motion pictures, they never quite solved the problem of synchronization and amplification. That is, how to align sound with the characters speaking on screen and how to project their voices to the audience.
It's how sound represents just another evolution in the history of narrative motion pictures.
Correct, Jeffrey. And adapt to sound the industry did, as some films already in production were quickly converted to sound to cash in on the novelty of the jazz singer and to literally cash in. The conversion to sound was expensive, however, as studios had to develop means of shooting films with sound, including reshooting films already in silent production, and theater owners had to install new projection equipment and amplifiers.
And the mise-en-scène had to be strategically arranged to hide microphones placed to pick up dialogue on set, which resulted in limited camera movements and a staginess not seen since the earliest silent productions. Similarly, to avoid recording sound created by the filming, cameras had to be placed in a soundproof booth.
With the invention of the overhead boom, however, microphone placement no longer limited camera placement, and camera housings muffled the noise created by the internal movement of the film through the camera. Once these technical challenges were overcome, the silent era largely came to an end.
Yeah, I believe Charlie Chaplin's 1931 City Lights is considered the last official film of the silent era, but of course he did go on to make the silent film Modern Times in 1936.
And Mel Brooks directed the 1976 film Silent Movie, which took a playful look at silent motion pictures.
Yeah, and let's not forget the 2011 Academy Award for Best Picture went to The Artist, a film which was about the silent era of cinema, and in turn was almost exclusively silent. So interest in the artistic potential of silent cinema has never waned completely, thankfully.
The term studio or studio system represents the totality of the artistic and economic structure of motion picture production, distribution, and exhibition.
And what well-orchestrated factories the movie studios were in the Golden Age, veritable dream factories as they were often called. In the 1920s, smaller film companies were combining to create larger film companies, and larger film companies brought smaller film brands.
For example, the Warner Brothers Company took over First National to become Warner Brothers First National, more commonly known as Warner Brothers Studios. Paramount Pictures grew out of the reorganization of famous players Lasky.
And entertainment mogul Marcus Lowe gained controlling interest in Metro Pictures, Goldwyn Pictures Corporations, and Louis B. Mayer Pictures to form MGM, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, in 1924. The most important and most glamorous of the motion picture studios in the studio era, with Louis B. Mayer as longtime production head.